Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on a damp morning, but a warmer morning. It's the 13th of March. And today in Luke chapter 4, verses 24 to 30, the gospel set for today, we have Jesus challenging the Jewish people by reminding them that Elijah ministered to and cared for a woman in Sidon, outside the Jewish ambit. Jesus is making the point that God's love and mercy extends to all people. And he's actually saying it's hard for someone to be accepted in their own country. That takes me back to yesterday's gospel. I talked about it yesterday, but it seemed to me that there was so much more that could be said. And this encounter with the Samaritan woman at the font at the well is such a powerful one, because Jesus goes for three barriers. The barrier of race, Jews and Samaritans, as I said in my in my sermon yesterday in church, they had about as much in common as Suella Braverman and Gary Lineker. There was such an opposition of thought and understanding. And something that went back for decades, for centuries indeed, of enmity between these people. And Jesus crossed that barrier by speaking to the Samaritan woman and by asking her for a drink. And then there was a barrier between the sexes, between men and women. Women were not highly regarded. And Jesus crossed that barrier by approaching a woman and asking her for something, someone outside his family. That was quite shocking. And then there was the barrier of, I don't know, you call it class or social position. This Samaritan woman had had 5 husbands and was living with someone who was not her husband. This is not to really say anything about her moral character, but it just made the point that in a world where women were only released from marriage by being divorced by a man or by their husband dying, this woman had been at least unfortunate and probably rejected by many people, and was living in a state that made everyone look down on her. Jesus breaks down that barrier and he says to her, I have living water for you. And that's important for all of us, whatever our race, whatever our sex, whatever our position. Jesus reaches out to us as he reached out to the Samaritan woman. He reaches out to us in the same way that Elijah went to the widow in Sidon. God's love encompasses us all. Me and you, the people of Ukraine, of Iran, Afghanistan, the people of the Holy Land in this continuing situation of conflict. God's love reaches to us all. And God in Christ offers us the living water, the font of life, the refreshing for our journey day by day. May God bless us all.